Never thirsty. Never thirsty.
Do we have someone at the door, WireFang? He seems frozen today. Yeah. Oh, no, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in our guest because we've done enough.
Yo, what up?
You got to get your camera on there. And then we'll give you, let's go again. Our guest.
Yo, this is my
we
first.
Can't see you, but we can definitely hear you.
I can see him.
Oh, I can't see him for some reason. How? Well, I can hear him. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, man. How you?
Very good. Thanks so much for joining us. I know this was something that we've been trying to do and getting scheduled with you. You made it real easy for us, so appreciate you making the time. And I don't know if you heard our little chatter before, but
hey.
Oh, there you are. Now I see you.
You know what's so funny? Man. I heard your chatter, and I got one thing to add to what y'all was just saying.
Sure.
You've got to live and learn. You've got to live and learn.
You know,
and a fun fact, the drums for that joint are the drums from the Humpty Dance.
Really? That's pretty crazy.
If you type the Humpty Dance Award, let's get right to it. If you type in the Humpty Dance Award on YouTube, there's a song off the blanking out on the album title right now, forgive me, but get to the point. It's an interlude that basically talks about all the songs that sampled the drums. It's unbelievable. I mean, like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, big songs use those drums, and that's one of the songs.
That's amazing. Great. I'm happy you remembered. I knew I wasn't crazy. And like I do picture them in like overalls, like fisheye camera, like singing by some bridge.
And this is Joe Public?
Joe Public.
I had the motherfucking cassette singles straight up.
Perfect.
Straight up.
So we got a lot to get into with you. Obviously, you're an actor and definitely like a music aficionado and historian in your own right. You know, you've been around and seen things that most people haven't seen. And, you know, it's interesting. A conversation that often comes up, not just on this show, but like in general, you know, you meet somebody, oh, like, how was it, you know, growing up? What kind of music did your parents play you? And it's like, I know what my dad played and I know what Neff's dad played, but like, it must have been a completely different world where because you grew up with like legendary musician in like a legend. So what kind of music did you grow up listening to? You must have had quite the palette at a young age, I would imagine.
Woo. Okay. My father, he's a Coltrane man.
Yeah.
Great like that.
And your dad, to his credit, wasn't he one of the first guys that like really was a superstar bass player in the jazz world?
That's a fact. My father was the first lead bassist that had a gold record, like lead bassist, you know. This
front of the stage, you come to see him.
You said it, you know what I mean? Stadium tours, all that kind of shit, like Madison Square Garden, my pops and Bob Marley. Bob was the headliner, but my pops is, you know, that type. And but what's cool about him is he comes from jazz tradition, Jazz Messengers, you know, Art Blakey played with all the, you know, Stan Getz and Horace Silver, all the jazz guys. But he also had he got into the jazz fusion. So he with the rock, he with the, you know, progressive electronic jazz. He's not just acoustic. So the soundtrack to life has always had a wide, you know, he did some R&B funk records with George Duke, jazz with George Duke too, but a lot of different stuff. So in the house,
did you used to go to sessions and stuff like that?
Oh man, absolutely. But also too, he had a studio at the house. So
people would come to the house.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I mean, just to give y'all a fun hip hop like fact is when you watch the movie Poetic Justice, which he did the score for.
Yep.
You know, the classic. I sat there and watched my big bro Munyango Jackson do that, standing, leaning to the mic, like. Like I watched that as a little dude, like, and then when I see it now, I just, you know, shout out to Munyango Jackson. But you know, but yeah, so like I said, Pops is a Coltrane man, And he listened to other things, but my father isn't the guy that like is sitting around playing music all day. You know what I mean? So majority of stuff, he's listening to Kind of Blue when he wants to cool out. He's on his train when he wants to turn up. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, here and there, he throws some P-Funk on, throw some Sly on. You know, here and there, different things get thrown on. But whereas my mother, she's a hardcore Temptations, Four Tops, OJs, all of that. You know what I mean? And John Lucien, which my father loved too, but my mom's really, you know, come with me, baby, you know, hey, like all that, you know, women, you know, go there. So I grew up with a lot of that, and yeah, that was pretty much the foundation. Pretty much
And so, what about hip hop wise? I mean, like, where you got what? Like, did you have to hide listening to rap from your parents because like hip hop was kind of still being snubbed at one point, right?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Never had to hide anything, but I will say this though. My pops did snatch my motherfucking Eazy-E tape. You know what I mean? Because you know when you're young, you don't know what you're doing. You like, Dad, come listen to this. It's crazy with it. And then you press play, and he's like, yeah, that's what's up. I woke up the next morning, my shit was gone. You know what I mean? But I was so young, I didn't even think to have maybe my father took it. Like I didn't even have that in my head. It was just a tape that was missing. You just young as you don't even, you know what I mean? Thinking like that, but yeah, no, my pops always with hip hop. He's not like a hip hop head, but he always with it. Like I remember playing him, you know, like I remember him loving 1 in a Million, funk for you, baby, 1 in a Million. Listen, it, you know, like certain, but really though, that's the obvious, the jazz.
Right.
My pops is a huge Too Short fan.
What?
Love Short, you know, because it's funky, and my dad, you know, my dad got a sense of humor. We some funny dudes, so we like. He enjoyed the like, you know, what are you smoking? A big black coming straight from East Oakland, like that's hilarious. Like we could be intellectual, and we could be, you know, we get into.
I picture him to be like listening to like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul records. I don't picture Too Short.
He fuck with that. He definitely do, and of course, Pete Rock and CL and Gang War.
Never thirsty.